welcome to your reading for February the 3rd through the 9th. This is for Pisces. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Pisces for February the 3rd through the 9th? This is a general reading, guys, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. It's also for your sun, moon, and rising, so check out the links to all the other videos below. Oh, and also if you'd like a personal reading, click on this link here, which will take you to my website. You can see the kind of readings that I offer. Okay, 3 cards for Pisces. Oh, okay, no, 3 cards for Pisces. I thought that was coming out, but they didn't. 3 cards for Pisces, please. There's, oh my goodness, you've got 4. Okay. So, oh, there's definite crossover here, guys. So please check out your sun, moon, and rising. And here are your clarifying cards. Okay, this is clarifying cards for Pisces. Please. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Pisces through these clarifying cards for February the 3rd through the 9th? Please clarify the... Oh, there it is. Please clarify the 3... Oh, there it is. Please clarify the King of... There it is. Oh, okay. Let's take a look at your cards, Pisces. Okay, the first card out for you is the 8 of Swords, clarified by the 9 of Pentacles. Then you have the 3 of Wands, clarified by the Knight of Wands. Then you have the Fool and the King of Pentacles together, clarified by the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, Pisces, the first card out for you is the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords is all about feeling trapped and feeling entrapped in your life, not feeling like there's a solution that you can't get out. You feel stuck in some way, and it's like you're not looking at the truth. Now, sometimes full moons are, stay tuned for the astrology report right after, because it's not very long and it'll give you an idea of what's going on astrologically. And full moons are about bringing the unconscious into the conscious. It's about shedding a light on something. It's about bringing a truth forward. So you're being asked to take a look, darling. Take the blindfold off. You are not entrapped. There's always an option. There's always a way out. And what's interesting is I think you've got the 9 of Pentacles. So I've got a feeling that you may be trapped in a job that you're not liking, or a profession that you're not completely in love with. That it's, a drag to go to work every day. And, you've worked perhaps really hard, and it's almost like you're tired of being on that treadmill and you feel entrapped by it. Now, the thing is, when the 9 of Pentacles comes into a reading, this is saying that your needs are being met, that you're okay, you're comfortable, It's like you've worked hard, you have the opulence, you have all the trappings of it, but there's been a cost to it, right? Because she's alone and her home is far away. And so maybe you are feeling entrapped in this career or this job or this, workload environment where it's all work and no play. And you have to really look at it. You are probably working really hard at the detriment to your loved ones. So you're not giving your loved ones the time and attention that they deserve. And, you think that you don't have a choice in the matter, but you do. You do. Make the time for loved ones. Change your work schedule. schedule, whatever you want to say. Change the way, the amount of time you work. Don't work from home. When you're home, be home. When you're at work, be at work. I mean, make those changes. This is a time where we need to make those changes, fundamental changes, to make our lives happier, because ultimately, you know, what's the point in having all those riches when you're alone, when you can't share them? There's no point. We need to share. We're about, you know, it's about oneness. It's about coming together. And look, you have the Three of Wands, so you are being asked to see your future optimistically. So maybe you think you don't have a choice, that if you stopped doing all this work or working in this way, that you won't have what you need. But, you know, you need to make a plan, a long-term plan. What do you see in that plan? Are you with family? Are you with loved ones? Are you with friends? Or are you alone because you've worked so hard, you've ignored all that part of your life, and then you end up with no one? Make those plans. And look, you've got the Knight of Wands coming in, clarifying it, right? This is, you know, the Knight of Wands is opportunity. There's an opportunity here for you. There's an opportunity to change the way you've been doing things. I mean, fundamentally change it. You know, this is about, you know, fast energy coming in. I will say, don't be rash and don't be impulsive, but this is passionate energy coming in, changing the way you look at things, you know, the way you've been working, how you have been delegating your time and your attention. What have you been delegating your time and attention to? How can you contribute to society and, you know, be with loved ones and friends and feel a part of still? I feel that some kind of opportunity is going to come in here for you to, you know, this could be even a business opportunity that's going to kind of change things for you in a big way. And look, you have two cards here. You've got the Fool, and you have the King of Pentacles. I'm getting, for some of you, this could be even a time of retirement. I think that something's changing for you, and it's kind of a new journey that you're going to go on, because the King of Pentacles is about, you know, it's time to sit back and enjoy what you have. It's not a time, the work has already been done. So I'm really getting that, look, you could be retiring. Some of you could be retiring, but some of you have been working too hard. And now, look, enjoy what you have. Enjoy this journey of life. It's you're feeling trapped on the wheel, you know, that Ferris wheel, ferret wheel, a hamster wheel. And now it's time for you to plan a different life. And there's some fear of that when the Fool comes in, but you're being asked to look upon this as an adventure. You know, be joyous. Look at the possibilities, the infinite possibilities. You know, the Fool is zero. There's no ending, no beginning. This is just pure infinite possibilities. It's exciting. You've got to view this as positive and optimistic and plan for an optimistic future. It's time for you to not to work so hard. I'm really getting that. But your fear is that you'll be left out in the cold. You will be left out in the cold if you don't change the way you're doing it. And I don't mean you'll be deprived of comfort. You're not deprived in terms of wealth, or, you know, the comforts of home, but the comfort of other people. It's like you'll feel in the cold if you don't make this change, Pisces. I feel that you're going to end up alone because you prioritize work so much that it's almost like you're afraid not to do that. And you feel entrapped in it. But this is saying you can do that. The Five of Pentacles is deprivation. So you have this fear of deprivation. If you change it, you're not going to, you know, you're going to be poor. You're going to be out in the cold. But the reality is you will be out in the cold if you don't change it. You'll be ostracized from everyone because you've not given. And look, nobody shows up for someone that hasn't. That look, you show. You know, you've heard that thing. Show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are. Right? If you don't have friends, if you haven't invested in friendships, and then you don't have friends, and nobody's going to be there for you when you need them. And we all need that village energy. We need our friends. Friends are what have got me through the toughest times in my life. I don't know what I would do without my wonderful, incredible friends, the friends that I have, that have supported me in all kinds of ways and still do to this day, and how they enrich my life. Friends and loved ones. And that's what you'll be out in the cold if you don't invest in time and energy into your loved ones, and that includes your friends and your family. Pisces, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please stay tuned for the astrological report, which is right after this. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, I'm really glad you stayed to listen to the astrology report and to see what's happening in the celestial sky this week, and what a celestial sky we have. Now, on Monday, February the 3rd, Mercury moves into Pisces. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication, intellect, logic, details, right? Facts. And Pisces is quite the opposite to that. Pisces is like creative and dreamy and romantic and poetic. So Mercury in Pisces is thought to be in detriment, and that means at its weakest power. But what Mercury in Pisces does is it gives insight. So the conversations are more pleasant, and it gives insight into somebody's mood, and you can avoid confrontation, and you can have pleasantries, pleasant conversations, sweet, romantic, almost poetic in nature. So it's a wonderful way of communicating and of seeing into somebody's mood and being able to direct a conversation or ideas around that. And it's kind of visionary too, because you can have brilliant ideas on these daydreams. The thing is it's really, it is not detail oriented. So when Mercury is in Pisces, for me, I can go off on tangents, and I put little alarms on my phone to bring me back into the moment, particularly when I need to take care of things, because you can kind of get lost on social media, lose track of time. It's that kind of energy. Now we move on to Friday, February the 7th, and Venus moves into Aries. Now, Venus has been in Pisces, where it's exalted, where it's the strongest, it can express itself. She can express herself fully, Venus can, right? And think of her in Pisces in this long, flowing chiffon, willowy, romantic gown, right? Blowing in the wind. And then she moves into Aries, and suddenly she's in a rubber red dress and garter belt and stockings, and perhaps a whip in her hand. High heels. She's very, aggressive, assertive. She goes after what she wants, and she gets it. Venus in Aries is the initiator. So, some of her a male energy comes out, and she goes after what she wants. So it's very kind of, think of Mars. It's very kind of sexual, sensual energy. And then on Sunday, February the 8th or 9th, right? Depending on where you are, you're going to see this beautiful full moon on the 8th, and it is going to peak at 2:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's going to be in the morning, in Europe, and it's going to be earlier, late in the evening in California, on the Pacific Standard Time. So this is a full moon in Leo. Now, full moons are when the moon and the sun are opposite each other, right? So this is, think of, this is about courage. It's about being heart-centered. It's interesting, right? Because the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in Leo. And at the same time as this beautiful full moon at 20 degrees Leo, it's also right next to a fixed star, which is very kind of Mars-like, and it is trining, the moon is trining Mars. So this brings passion, vigor, energy, sensuality, chemistry. It is, Leo is in the house of romance, fun, excitement, and children and family too. So you get all this energy and this vigor into these relationships, but it's also about helping others, this moon. Now, I will just say that full moons are always kind of a culmination and a releasing, right? They're whatever you've kind of started, good or bad, in the new moon, then it comes to fruition in the full moon. So sometimes where this full moon lands in your chart depends on which area of life it affects. And that brings me to my Facebook group, guys. It's a private Facebook group. And every 2 weeks, we look at the new moon or the full moon, respectively, and we see where it lands in our charts, right? So I do a live feed in that private Facebook group. The link will be below. Check that out. Now, so this full moon is about helping others, right? It's being heart-centered. It's putting love into the world, and it's about helping others. It's right opposite Aquarius, the humanitarian sign, right? The sun. And the sun is illuminating the moon. That's why it's so full. So we are going to, this full moon is definitely about how can we help? What can we do for society? Where can I use my courage? How can I use my courage? How can I improve or help or contribute to society? Right? Because this is all inclusive and it's heart-centered. It's love, putting love out there into the world. And that's what my Facebook group is about. We are a group of like-minded people, and it's loving, it's supportive, it's very positive, it's lovely. So ask to join. There's a couple of questions you have to ask. I do actually require that you have a profile photograph. I no longer accept people without profile photographs. And it's got to be a real account. I check out the profile, and if it doesn't look real, I won't accept. So, we're about authenticity, right? And that's what this full moon is about, authenticity. It's about being, it's about coming into oneness with everyone. So, when we do that live feed, we'll be looking at what we need to let go. Do we need to let go of friendships? Do we need to let go of relationships? Do we need to let go of jobs, of the apartments, of areas that we live? What do we need as opposed to what do we want? And this is a question we need to ask ourselves throughout 2020, going forward. We need, Saturn is playing a huge role along with Pluto and Capricorn. We still have all these planets in Capricorn, and it is about frugality, right? It's about no waste. It's about seeing, using what we need and not consuming so much. Consumerism is down. We need to grow personally. We want to expand our awareness and our consciousness into the into the society at large. We want to focus on our similarities as opposed to our differences. And this is a beautiful full moon in which to connect with people and how we can help others. So, guys, I really appreciate all the likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I love all the personal, all the comments, both personal and public, are just so inspiring and touching to me. And I need that encouragement just as much as the next person. So I thank you all for that. And another way to help me is through Patreon. This is another way to support my channel and help me grow, help me put out more creative content. I think you can support me as little as $1 a month. It's not a lot for you, but it's huge for me. Imagine if everyone gave me $1. It would be amazing. My equipment is slowly becoming archaic. I could really use some help to replace that. But listen, no pressure. I post things on Patreon that I don't post anywhere else. That might be worth checking out. Thank you above all. Thank you all for joining me and helping me grow. Mwah. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.